right, so if we want to take a closer look at our p-value, we're going to continue on with the information from example 5. In example 5, we were talking about people that were cool skeptics of global warming. Our pair of hypotheses from example 5. Remember, our null hypothesis had the equal sign, that p was equal to the original value of 0.12, and our alternative hypothesis was that it had increased, so p was greater than 0.12. Our test statistics that we just found, we found z to be equal to 8.95. Now, we're given a little bit more information in this problem. The p-value is calculated to be nearly 0. Interpret the p-value in context. So our p-value is approximately 0. So what does this mean? All right, if we go back to the information that we've been given, small p-values that are close to 0 mean we are really surprised. This gives us strong evidence to reject the null hypothesis. We conclude that, all right, so when we get to this part of our interpretation, what I say and kind of what I recommend and what you'll see me do as we go through examples on the next few pages is that what we decide to do about our null hypothesis, I'm actually going to mark in my problem. So I just said here, this gives us strong evidence to reject the null hypothesis. So if we reject the null hypothesis, we mean that that statement most likely is not true. Right? That means that most likely our alternative hypothesis is true. Right? So I tend to cross out and circle, right, the appropriate parts for my answers, so that way when I'm writing out my interpretation, I know what I'm going to be writing. So we conclude that the percentage of Americans who identify themselves as cool skeptics who identify themselves as cool skeptics. Okay. So we crossed off the fact that they could be the same. We circled our alternative hypothesis. So we're going to say it has increased since 2001. And then you'll see me as we go through this section and the next section, and we go through our hypothesis testing problems, that when I'm coming up and I'm writing out these interpretations and we're interpreting our p-value, we're going to see something along these lines. So we're going to be doing some circling, doing some crossing out, and kind of comparing these different things.